Okay, so let's see. So I have a question from Crypto Panda on the YouTube live stream. Given limited funding, in which order of priority will you select ABC's projects to work on?
Wanna jump in? I guess I could start on that, unless Amaury
Go
wants
for
to
it.
jump in. Well, basically, like I think there was a few projects. I mean, I would recommend people go to fund.bitcoinabc.org to check out the business plan because that pretty much lays it all out. But I mean, the main priority is just maintaining the software in a stable way, and that actually takes quite a bit of effort to keep up with all the updates and just keeping the code in good shape and stable and bug fixes and all that ongoing maintenance. Um, and then yeah, on top of that, there's I don't know, maybe I'll let Amaury jump in because I've kind of forgotten what of the like moving forward tech projects. I forgot which ones are first on the list.
Yeah, well, the question is about the way we choose the priority. And the way we choose the priority is we try to see what kind of impact we can have given that the resources that we have. So what we want to avoid is getting into a very long process where we're going to deliver something in 2 years and we cannot deliver any value in the meantime. This kind of stuff is always a bit of a problem. We don't want to do that. So we want to make sure that every few months or so, we have some value added that we can deliver. And so we choose items that we can fit within those few months to deliver value, given the resources that we have. This is, mostly the process. And so right now, for instance, Avalanche is quite late in the process. I think this is the highest impact item on all the one that we have, but this is one of the latest one in our roadmap. We consider that we can deliver it in 2 years or so, given the resources that we have. If we add more resources, that would probably be a higher priority item so that we can ship it earlier, because this is arguably higher impact than other stuff that we have at higher priority in the roadmap right now. But those other stuff, they take less resources to build, and so we want to make sure that we deliver value along the way to people. And so given the resources that we have, we are going to do those other stuff right now.
And I think that there was some confusion around the way that we framed the timeline, the deliverables, the thresholds in the business plan, which is available at fund.bitcoinabc.org. Basically, we said that if we raised, more than the basic minimum threshold, for just remaining alive and doing DevOps and keeping the network secure, that then we would attack these additional projects like fractional satoshis, block time oscillations, and moving up to things like the mempool overhaul, big projects like the mempool overhaul, and taking code ownership from core. But the bottom line is that so far we have only raised the absolute minimum that we need, that Bitcoin ABC needs to keep keep the lights on for Bitcoin Cash. Not just the lights at the Bitcoin ABC office, but the lights on for Bitcoin Cash, the network, right? So, because some people have this idea that you write the code and it's done, bam, it runs by itself. That's just not the way it is. And our business plan goes into more details. And so the bottom line is that, I think it's an excellent question, but, like it's like when you have 3 grains of rice, which one do you eat first? It's kind of like not a question that we can really invest. We can't really give a sensible answer to, I think, because we just don't really have the resources to prioritize much more than the very basics.
Actually, you just reminded me another good example of what Amaury's talking about, and since Stefan is here and knows about it also, is that unconfirmed transaction chain limit, which is also topical because in the upgrade tomorrow, that limit will be bumped from 25 to 50. But that's basically just a short term. So that should hopefully help, businesses and products that rely on that like want to send a lot of transactions in a long chain. But that's basically a short-term kind of quick fix. And you mentioned the mempool overhaul project, which is really will help with that. Will essentially allow that problem to be completely solved and just remove the limit, but also fixes a whole bunch of other problems, like and improves scaling and so on into the future. And that's something we really want to do. But it takes some resources, and it's an ongoing commitment to to embark on overhauling the code like that. So that's kind of like a good example of what Amaury was talking about. Like it's something we do want to do, and it impacts users. And but yeah, it's hard to embark on that when we don't have the stability of resources going forward.
Absolutely. Okay, so did somebody want to jump in?
Just to interrupt, I just
Go ahead.
one thing that I thought was, to me, very eye-opening, in the Bitcoin Cash community was there's a great interview between Shama and Vin Armani in terms of the depth and the complexity involved in working with the Bitcoin Cash code, right, and the core code base. And I think that to me is a real insight in terms of the workload needed and the lifting needed to really take us away and really be elevated above and beyond the Bitcoin core dependency that we still have from a technology perspective. And if anybody can search that up, it's on YouTube. I think, it's quite a long session. I think it's about 2 hours long, but it's definitely very insightful. And just goes into a lot of detail, but also very easy to understand from a commercial standpoint, what it takes. But, I don't mean to be rude or anything, but I do have another call, and I just wanted to drop in and sort of say hi to you guys, and all the best. And obviously I'll be in touch and circle back with you. But thanks for inviting me, and great seeing you guys.
Bye,
Stefan, it was a great pleasure to have you on. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Thanks,
thanks, Stefan. Bye-bye.